Instead of a dark deepfake, you'll have a dark queen.
Talk about the Galadriel recasting by Bryan Seeker. If you're not familiar with the channel, go check it out. If you're not familiar with other deepfakes we've done for him, we've covered Lord of the Rings and also Harry Potter, so check those out. A lot of fun ones there.
Yeah.
So, Nick, this is a character that I wasn't quite as familiar with, and honestly, I like Bryan Seeker's cast on this because most everybody else that we've gotten so far that we've worked with has been really well established, well-known actors and actresses. And to me, sometimes that throws me off for the character when I know exactly who they are. Yeah. It's like Arnold as Mr. Ice, or whatever.
Mr. Freeze, Mr. Ice,
Mr. Freeze, yeah, Mr. Ice, Ice
chill.
Man. But yeah, chill out. But so here we're getting someone that we don't know quite as much, but has been in a good number of movies, a professional actress. So what has she been in?
So Guardians of the Galaxy 2, she's the one covered in all gold. And they're like doing the spaceship thing at the beginning, and they're like
the video game thing, right?
Yeah. Stuff. And then The Great Gatsby, with the newer one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. She played a good role in that. So I mean, she's definitely established, but she's not as well known as some of these other people that we've done.
Which works, I think, like because like even at the time, Viggo Mortensen wasn't really super known.
You know what is surprising to me about him is I didn't know how long he'd been around. I was watching an old, I can't remember if it was Al Pacino or Robert De Niro film, but he was in that. He was a guy in a wheelchair. He was like a drug dealer in a wheelchair. I'm like, oh, he's been around a long time.
He's a good actor too.
Yeah. Oh, he's really good. Yeah. I need to see more of his material actually. But when we got to Lord of the Rings, I hadn't seen him in too much material. So
and it was perfect. He is Aragorn in our head.
Yeah.
It's almost like how Orlando Bloom was Legolas. Like he was fresh out of acting school. Like he was just like,
oh really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. He was like,
wow.
fresh meat. Let's talk about what we're here for. Galadriel.
I thought this was going to be one of our hardest ones technically to do because Galadriel had such a strong color grade and look to her, kind of almost an incandescence where she's kind of glowing. And the composites, I mean, obviously it's never going to look perfect when you're replacing characters and trying to splice things in, especially when there's hair and stuff like that going on. But the big step that helped us here is we color corrected the footage before we started running the deepfake to match her general look. And that kind of fed it in there because when I started doing the composites, I'm like, it's not horribly far. I thought I was going to have to add all kinds of glowiness to try and splice in the glow. But
it seemed like it was going to be pretty complicated, but you know what's tough is there's just not a lot of footage to work with too. You know what I mean? It's not like she's in the movie for all three films with like, I think maybe total runtime, there's like 3 minutes of footage with her probably.
Oh, really?
I mean,
she's one of my favorite characters though. She plays such a good role. Like she really gives you an idea of this kind of this greatness and this gentleness, and it's really cool. And all the actors responding to her presence was really good as well. So everybody.
And there's a lot of close-ups on her too that I forget about it. Like all the time, like when she's like talking to them, she's like, it's like close-up on her eye all the time. It's like, whoa! It's like there's so many close-ups on her face, which isn't a good thing for deepfakes because we don't have the best high-res footage.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the deepfakes, and we'll talk about it a little bit more afterwards.
You are a ring bearer, Frodo. To bear a ring of power is to be alone. This is Nenya, the ring of adamant, and I am its keeper. I'm afraid to do it.
The software did its job, the tracking did its job, the acting was more or less there. It's just
I thought it did such a good job.
But it's just you're so close up. I mean, she's almost like this in certain shots, and the resolution of footage combined with the graphics card RAM that you have to basically get it in there in order for it to process in timely fashion. It was soft, and and it's funny because you think of her kind of glowing, and usually you think that's giving it like almost like the glamour look where you're blurring their footage, screening it back on top, and gives them kind of a glow. But her footage is very sharp. You can see, kind of like, I don't want to say pores, but you can see strands of hair. You can see pores and stuff. I mean, it's solid, sharp footage. It's just that the color grade makes her have this kind of glow to her. So when we put this really soft footage, it just didn't blend in at all. We would have had to try and degrade the background, but they wanted to match the other shots. So what we ended up with is kind of some whiter shots, right?
Yes. But the best part was the porcelain doll.
I forgot about that. Yes. So when Nick and I are chopping up the footage to run through the training to have it replace the footage, we usually have some stray frames here and there.
Of Frodo.
And we got some frames of Frodo. And boy, so my comparison is we got this one frame of Frodo in there with Galadriel's face in there, and it looks just like the Thriller music video. It's like because he has the curly hair, but it has face on there. It's like it looks like a frame from.
Or it's like someone
video.
put someone's skin on their face. And like
it was really creepy. It looked like a horror movie. Yeah, the porcelain doll, because his eyes are wide open. Like, oh my gosh, yeah.
So awesome, so great. We love fails here.
Oh, we laughed so hard.
We have so many too.
Yeah.
Anyways, you got to check out. Oh, hit the mic. Anyways, you got to check out our deepfake fails. They're fantastic. Check out our other deepfakes. We put so much work into these things, just letting the computers run like jet engines, using it as a heater for the house, to just like comping. It's so much more complicated than people think. And hit that subscribe button because we want to continue making these with Bryan Seeker because we enjoy his castings and we just like how we can work with him. It's so much fun.
And honestly, I mean, I have to say that as far as casting choices, I mean, until we looked up this Elizabeth's films, I didn't know what else she did, but I liked the casting because it wasn't someone that I immediately recognized. So I'm excited to see what other castings he has going forward. And we have some other ones just on our own. We did like the Voldemort update shots. We have some other ones that we want to do that are going to be a little bit more comedic.
Yes, we have
related to Lord of the Rings.
Couple fun ones planned, and another Lord of the Rings one coming really up fun. Too.
Yeah.
So we did a character he talked about already in a video. We just thought it would aligned when we saw a certain movie right away. So subscribe, you'll get the notification next week when it goes out. There was a good Witcher one. We're super excited to jump into Witcher stuff.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next AsArt.